can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
Did you ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And my name is Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters. Then we watched Babylon 5 for the first time, and everything changed. So now we're watching this incredible series for the second time, looking for all of those little things there's no possible way we could have caught the first time around.
But you know, some things we did catch the first time around, Jeff. Messages.
We did.
We are also still looking for messages along with all the stuff that we missed, that now that we can talk about everything because we know the ending of the show, because this isn't our first watch, it is our second watch. That being said, let this serve as a warning to anyone out there within the sound of our voices. If you have not watched Babylon 5 for the first time yourself, the show proper, and Jeff and mine show, if I might add that one in there too, stop this video right now. Stop this podcast. Stop the audio. Go back and watch that one first. Listen to those first. Do what you got to do first, and then catch up with us here on the second half. Because from this point forward, Jeff and I are allowed to talk about anything regarding Babylon 5 from any point in the series, any point in the timeline. Spoilers will abound, especially in this episode, I'm predicting, Jeff.
I have a feeling you're right, because this is kind of a big deal episode is what I've been led to understand. It's called In the Shadow of Zahadum. Now, I know for you, Brent, the idea, the concept of Zahadum is something new and unexplored.
I don't know what it is. I swear, you guys keep telling me that we've heard this thing before, but I've never heard this word before.
Which is fair. You just heard it. I just said it. It was your first time. Mark it. You heard Jeff say Zahadum now twice. We're going to learn quite a bit about the shadow of it. I remember the first time around.
Shadow of it.
First time around on this one, Brent, like this, if I remember right, like I loved this episode. And I remember being like, okay, I think it might even be in the, this is one of the ones where I might have said what you said in our opening thing of, this is where Babylon 5 becomes Babylon 5. Like this was the episode for me for quite a while. Do you remember what you thought of it the first time around?
I love this episode. Loved this episode. God's honest truth, though, I don't remember why. Like, I don't remember what actually happens in this episode that makes me go, oh my gosh, this is such a great episode, because the story all kind of goes together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just really remember liking this episode a lot. Like, gosh, and I remember there was a whole thing about Morden and his hair in this episode.
In every episode he's in.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's interesting that that's what you remember, because I happen to know what you actually thought of it the first time around.
I would love to know what I actually thought of it the first time around.
Yeah, I listened to this. I listened to our For the First Time episode, and I have to say before I talk about how much you liked it, dude, we were insufferable in this episode.
Are you serious?
Oh my God. I there were times I'm just like, I couldn't anymore. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
What do you mean insufferable? Like, because I've had this experience too in some other episodes. Like, what did I do this time?
Dude, you would not shut up about, what is this Zahadum thing? You keep saying Zahadum. What is, like, through the whole, it's like, we got it, man. We get it. We get it. And me, just as bad, I could not stop beating this drum. I mean, they put the Great War thing in the credits, and is this the Great War? Or is that what's the Great War? What's the, like, dude, they're all great wars. Just let it be the Great War. Oh my, shut up. Just stop. Oh, but you, Brent, you said, finally, we get definitive answers. I love this episode.
Answers. I like answers.
You planted the seeds for what we're doing right now. You're like, I can't wait to go back and find all the breadcrumbs that I missed up to this point. And you were really excited because this is an episode where we got to see you said you love all the episodes where we get to see the frequently used GIFs. And this, of course, has the very famous little twiddly fingered Veer in it. I also
this is the one where he confronts Morden is like, I want to live just long enough to see your head up on a pike, and I'm going to look up and I'm going to wave. Is that one? Okay. All right. I love that.
I love this episode too. I liked how it got this made things super personal for Sheridan and made the shadows like a thing. And it being insufferable, it dawned like this was this whole big revelation for me. I was like, oh my gosh, all these little things in the episodes leading up to this, they all actually meant something. I said, I think I'm just now realizing that this is Babylon 5's storytelling style.
Oh, well, look at you.
I was really on top of things, apparently. We loved Veer in this episode, called it his coming out party. Got him with Morden, got some of him with Sheridan, that we're both just like, this is Veer. In fact, we said... I'm sorry. That's super interesting because I have something on that later. Really?
I do.
Okay. Well, we said in this one, his hair grew 3 times that day.
Of course it did, because we all know the bigger a Centauri's hair, you know what that means.
The more dippity-doo they got to use. This was the first time that you noticed Zach.
Yeah.
We were still calling him Kanicki all the time, but I said, I don't know, man. I do not have high hopes for him. I think he's going to go full Night Watch. And then you were like, no, man, he's not bad. He's not a bad guy. He's just getting duped. He's the everyman in this series for us, and he's just getting duped.
Both things that we said, 100% accurate.
Right? Absolutely.
Like those two things were not mutually exclusive. Like they coexisted within this character of Zach.
Which is why one of the many reasons he and all the other characters were just great. From a leadership standpoint, I loved Garibaldi in this episode. He resigns his commission at one point, and I was like, he's putting his money where his mouth is. This is fantastic. But then you brought up what a hypocrite he is.
Absolutely.
So like he's going to resign his commission over Sheridan wanting to do this, but dude who shot him in the back, Stoner, Talia's guy, he's going to totally go off book. And so for him, it's fine. But when Sheridan does it, oh, you can't have anything to do with that.
I don't remember this. And I think I really am looking forward to seeing that in tonight's episode as we watch it, because that feels very true to me. Like, I feel like I can still see that, and I'm still going to be on that page. So
probably,
let's see what happens.
We spent a good chunk of time, a substantial amount of time, just trying to kind of hash out the story of everything. Like,
okay,
what are the first ones? The ancient ones? Was this 10,000 years or 1,000 years? Or the shadows older than all the stuff that came out? And like, I'd say we got like 80% there from it. Okay. I'm really eager to hear the story this time through, because hearing us talk about it, it just didn't sound very clear. It sounded pretty confusing. But out of that story,
would be for the first time.
It should be. I think it was the appropriate response. I asked a big question out of that, though. It is like, is Mass Effect directly influenced by Babylon 5?
Oh, there you go. The
idea of races coming on a thousands of years scale to wipe out other races kind of thing. We definitely dusted off the corkboard for this one. We added quite a bit of yarn. You ready? Like, you were very like, I don't know, maybe. It's just not a lot to back it up at this point, but some things just kind of line up. Are the Shadows and Psychor in cahoots? I said, like I was talking about the Shadows themselves. I'm like, JMS is better than just writing they're just evil and they want to kill everybody thing. I said, between the Shadows and the Vorlons and everything else going on, there is no clear good and evil happening here. If the
Put
Shadows,
a pin in that, Jeff. Put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to it.
Oh, this is great. I love that he's bringing stuff up too. But I was like, yeah, if the Shadows rose up, there's a purpose, there's a motivation. This isn't just evil for evil's sake. The last one I've got for this, I've got a couple for during the episode, but I had a theory. My yarn that I added to the cork board, this was a big moment. You know, I bet you Anna is still alive and working for the Shadows.
To this day, I cannot believe you got that.
Dude, I can't believe that the community didn't like no one ever let that cat out of the bag for so long. But I said, yeah.
You know, Jeff, the one thing that you and I can never do, you and I can never go back with the community and experience the community watching us be complete idiots or say stupid accurately stuff like that.
Yeah, and just keep us. Yeah, that was such a great. Were and are very lucky to have our community.
We are. I 100% agree.
Yeah,
love you guys.
What you got? A couple things you put pins in. I'm excited to hear. What do you have from JMS's mouth on this one?
Oh, Jeff, he's got a lot. A lot of it.
What?
Go figure. I have a lot. I have a section of like, here's what JMS says, and then like, wait till the episode to talk about this stuff.
Okay.
I have a lot in that section. I actually even added a new one, which was talk about this after the episode.
Oh, wow.
So a couple of things just from JMS. Just point of order. The official date, like in-universe date of this is Sunday, September 24th.
Really?
Yeah. Just whatever.
Look at that. Just a few days off from the day we're recording.
Just a few days off from when we're recording. September 24th, 2259. But that's significant just to me. And because we know that each year kind of like starts in January and goes to December. Like,
right.
They follow the year. And so this is where we are in the year.
That is how years generally go. The seasons also go that way.
Talking about the Shadows for a moment. JMS says this. Come on, guys. I would not create a race as potentially unstoppable as the Shadows without making sure they had one, but only one Achilles heel. Though it may take our characters a long time to figure out what that is. Almost too long.
Almost too long, yeah.
Continuing to talk about them, JMS says this. One of the things I like to play with is the layering of ambiguity. Let's say, just for the sake of argument. Okay, just for the sake of argument. I'm not saying this is what it is.
Devil's advocate here.
That we set up two sides. The Shadow Men, which should tell you when he wrote this because he's still calling them Shadow Men. The Shadow Men versus the Vorlons, which looks like good versus evil, Jeff. Just simple good versus evil.
Look at that.
Just looks like that. Fundamentally, I find that boring. What you then have to do is you have to get into why they're doing what they do and how they're doing what they do. There is, for instance, the good, quote unquote, that says, we know what's best for you. We'll protect you. We'll nurture you. We'll do it our own way. And we'll keep you, but you'll do it our way. We'll keep you away from ideas and beliefs you shouldn't be exposed to. That sounds like a fairly decent parent for a young kid. Yeah, as they get older, you've got to release that, right?
Yep, loosen those reins.
And it sounds like an awful government.
And it sounds like a great song from Rush.
It says, okay, maybe that fits one definition of good, but is it? On the flip side, for instance, JMS says, there's the quote-unquote bad side. There must be conflict and death because it's only through conflict and death that we grow stronger and that we can eventually create an ordered universe. The gene pool has to be kept strong. So to do that, there has to be war, strife, and death. Okay, maybe that fits the definition of evil, but is it? The key again and always is that nothing seems to be what it is on Babylon 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Even if it looks like it is what it is, you have to look at why it is. And maybe that at that point, it isn't.
That's pretty, like, you think about that for a minute, right? Like, oh, there's this thing. Here it is. Let me think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not that at all.
Well, this is going to be an ongoing conversation over the course of the next couple years for us as we go through this. But I have gone on record saying that even though the reason for the Vorlons doing what they do and the reason for the Shadows doing what they do, I still think of the Vorlons as the good guys.
You do.
I do. And I stand by that because they're not trying to hurt people. They're trying to help and they're trying to move forward.
Until they're not. Until they're not. And then they go ape and then we got to take care of them, which that's a fair drawing, but that's still the good, like that's the good and right thing. But I get everybody's like, but is it? Oh, but it's not. The one place where I will give on this one is in what JMS says here.
it's not just in what they're doing, it's in why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And what we know is the Vorlon's reasons for why they're doing it, even though it's the right thing, are very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not cool. And again, we'll have these conversations much later on, but it's interesting to me that he has this written out this early in the show.
I mean, he literally just wrote the end of the Shadow War right there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to a few other things here. Jeff, you remember a guy, he was a character on the show. What was his name? He was around. He was the guy before Sheridan. Sinclair.
Sinclair. I was thinking Cinco or something.
This guy, right? And like he had this whole plan for Sinclair, and Sinclair was thing, and then he left, and clearly everything just got ported over to Sheridan, and there's no changes. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
right?
1-to-1, just change the name.
Yeah. And you and I both know that Anna, being Sheridan's wife, she's the one who wakes up the shadows, and actually that would have just been Catherine Sakai.
Yeah, and now it's Anna.
Well, one big reason that Sakai could not have filled Anna Sheridan's role in awakening the shadows is that the shadows were already up and awake in the first season, as we saw in Signs and Portents.
Yep.
Versus because Catherine didn't go to the planet until later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're already up and awake. They were up. They had some time to build some stuff up. They had some time to reclaim their ships, and in other ways to get organized and develop their contacts. Also, Morden was already working for them. So Catherine would not have gone to Zahadum and woken everybody up, which was, I think, is something you and I have actually even posited offhandedly.
Yeah.
At some point. So that's not going to do. Somebody asked JMS a question. Why did Delenn demand to see Kosh? I'm assuming this is back before Chrysalis, right?
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to see Kosh to assure herself that the Vorlons, whom she had never met before, were who she believed them to be, and that Kosh was a true Vorlon, not a pretender, because he had to be in place for part of Valen's prophecy.
Yeah, because part of the prophecy are the big angels hanging over, like there's Valen and then the two. Okay.
Which is fun to me because I remember us talking about that, of saying, when she says, I need to see it, it's because she needed the reassurance that this was the right thing. She needed, and like whatever she saw, let her know, yes, this is the right thing to do, right? Which I think that's actually elementary obvious if you watch the episode.
It makes a lot of sense. In a way, it's one of those things where she can actually confirm the prophecy before doing the thing in the prophecy.
Now, to go back to Catherine Sakai, Ben in our council chambers points out, the quote also gets thrown around a lot, but in the commentary, JMS did confirm that Catherine would have played some of Anna's role, just not the part where she woke them up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she might have been the one who piloted the thing or something like that. Speaking of the first ones, Jeff, now we're going to talk a little bit more about the first ones, but I did think this was kind of neat. Wanted to talk about it. Why did the first ones leave? Some of the first ones just got bored after millions of years.
Yeah.
And they just went off. All right, we're out. Deuces. We're bored.
You, when we listened to it the first time, you slipped in a Stargate reference that I didn't pick up on. When you were like, maybe they're just ancients and they ascended or something.
Jeff, I'm so nervous.
I know you are.
So nervous that I've slipped some of those in that you didn't know at the time. But now you have enough knowledge that if I were to say something, it becomes a spoiler for something that's going to happen. And
I got a lot of the pieces now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so nervous. He also says the rest who didn't go on just because they were bored, for the most part, went beyond the rim for the same reason that you cut down old trees, which is to make room for new trees.
Okay.
Hey, we're going to leave and let you guys take over. You can't grow. You can't do your thing while we're here. So we're going to step out. Again, a good parent does this.
Exactly.
Hey, child, you're never going to spread your wings as long as I'm here. I have to step away and let you fly. A bird has to push a baby bird out of the nest and let him fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love this. But what that got me thinking, though, was the Vorlons in the shadows, by them remaining, they were not making way for new growth. The Vorlons and shadows actually were inhibiting the growth. Where could we as a species have been? Where would the galactic species have been had the Vorlons and shadows not remained?
Yeah.
And they were just allowed to just grow on their own. A little science-y stuff here for you, Jeff. Just in case you're wondering about like Anna's ship and stuff. Exploration and archaeological scientific vessels would usually piggyback on explorer ships and other jump-capable ships. with an arrangement that like, yeah, we'll be here for so many days or so many weeks. And then another ship's going to come by and just kind of pick them up on the way back home.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like their ships didn't actually have the power to get through stuff. Somebody asked this question. The great machine inside of Epsilon 3, was that built by a member of the race of the first ones?
Okay.
And his answer could be.
Oh, could be. I like that better.
Which to me is, I don't know. I didn't think about it.
I just needed this great machine here because eventually I'm going to need a radio transmitter. So I needed it there.
But he did confirm this about Varn. Who was Varn?
Varn was the battery.
The original battery that went dead.
Mm-hmm.
He was not one of the first ones. I remember we speculated about some of that sort of stuff. All right, one more, Jeff. One more. This is another one of those I told you to put a pin in earlier, talking about Veer. Another fortunate twist of fate concerns Veer's role in this story, which you and I, as you said, Jeff, and get my right quote, it is a turning point for his character.
Yes.
Would you be surprised to know, Jeff, Veer wasn't supposed to be in this episode?
Really?
For such a strong moment for him, he was not supposed to be in this episode. All of his stuff was actually supposed to be done by Londo.
Really?
Okay, but Peter Jurasik was not available for this episode for reasons he doesn't remember at the time. So due to that, Veer got his moment to shine.
That's wild.
Simply because Peter was busy. And Stephen Kodo comes in Stephen Kodo. Oh my gosh. Stephen First comes in and Veer Kodo just has a moment that
wild.
Really paves the, and it says, which helped pave the way for his character to continue growing into someone of surprising strength, which I think is exactly what we've said about Veer all this time.
Yeah. I mean, he had the moment with Morden that was incredible. And then he stood up to Sheridan, which that was the one I think on our first watch, we were just like, there's Veer. Like there's the guy right there. Everything
else, Jeff, I'm going to save for the episode because there's still more, and there's still some more interesting stuff. But yeah, we'll go with what we've given you so far. So Jeff, let's go watch an episode.
Let's do it. Let's watch the Shadow of Zahadum. For those of you joining us for the first time, or the ones who've been with us for the first time and through the second time all the way through, let me tell you what's going to happen. We're going to bring the episode up right here. We're going to watch it in real time with you. We didn't go to it and take notes and we're just going to have a discussion around it. We're going to watch it and have conversations along the way. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you're going to see the kind of chopped up, edited reaction video style thing that we have to do for, YouTube purposes. If you want to see the unedited version of our whole conversation in the episode, you can catch that over on our Patreon page. There's a link in the show notes, or you can go to patreon.com/badnerds.
And if you're listening on the audio podcasting app, what you are going to hear is the 100% completely true, not made up, not put on, the actual reactions that Jeff and I have to this episode. I promise you folks, what you are about to see is Jeff and I truly watching this episode for the second time, for the first time.
Again.
And hey, listen, after that, we'll be talking about the episode and all that sort of stuff. Any new insights maybe that we found, and I don't know, maybe there'll be a message or two this time around, Jeff.
Maybe.
So with that, let's go watch an episode.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
You could even just ship out some of these.
Is this the one where the extras are just circling the wall?
To travel.
Yeah, it's like we only had a handful of extras, so we'd get them, we'd have them turn to the left, and then come back around to the right.
But we're swamped.
That's good filmmaking.
Well, I mean, what's great is like, yeah, we're not going to notice you're the same one who just came through a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Or 30 seconds ago.
It's the days before HD.
Mr. Morton.
Go ahead and take the watermark down, and we're just going to sit in silence for a second.
Jeff's having a moment over
Look
here.
at that, man. John Stamos, read him and weep.
Eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look, like his eyebrows are perfectly symmetrical.
God. He really is just a beautiful man, like with incredible, like.
What's Jeff wants to kiss him. I want to punch him.
Maybe I
and it's probably a similar, actually, it's like a similar gut feeling
right?
for both of us.
It's a West Coast, East Coast
Why
thing.
do you ask me questions when you already know the answers?
Here, sit.
Dude, I love Veer. He just, from go, not giving him an inch.
Sit.
I really wish Veer didn't sit.
I was just going to say
I really wish he didn't sit there.
You don't like me, do you, Veer? I'd like to live just long enough to be there when they cut off your head and stick it on a pike. I want to look up into your lifeless eyes and wave like this. Can you and your associates arrange that for me, Mr.
I love that he just had that loaded, ready to go.
I won't have people dying cold and alone on the docking bay floor.
I have a mentee that's working on their MBA right now, and I was just had a session with them this afternoon, and it was great because they are a very very compassionate person, leads heart first, and is really interested in feelings. But the focus of their MBA is on executive decision making, essentially, and we talked about the idea of the trolley dilemma. The trolley's on the tracks and there's 5 people tied to it. You can flip a switch, flip the thing and have it go off the rails, but it would hit one person. What's the right choice? And I said, the thing is that on the two extremes, the person who just makes a decision, right, is going to just say, we'll just kill one because that's the stuff behind it. Me making the choice, irrelevant. 4 more people are alive because I made that choice. The people who just lead from the heart and just think with their heart won't do anything. And the 5 will end up dying, or something worse will happen because they just won't make a decision. They'll try and think of a way that no one can get hurt. But when you can lead from your heart and still make those executive decisions at the same time, you'll think it through and you'll make whatever decision it is you have to make, acknowledging the loss that happens. And that's what Sheridan just here did, and I love it. Whereas just, hey, yeah, we don't have room for this, and I'm making the decision that we're going to triage people out and do these things, and no one will die alone. It's incredible.
That's what happens when people are your priority.
100%.
You know what I mean? Not government regs, not budgets, not whatever. When people are your priority, this becomes the thing. Real quick, while you have this stopped, just so I can say something that JMS said about the scene we just watched with Veer. He said, I like that and intended that Veer be the first one to stand up to Morden.
That was the plan.
Was for Veer to be the first one to stand up to Morden.
I love that.
Didn't intend, I guess, necessarily for it to be in this episode, but it came about. So
it makes so much sense because he's been the voice of the Jiminy Cricket, right? For Londo, don't cut him in, don't do this the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, co-workers.
She didn't know anybody else on board.
I feel like we've seen those faces around Babylon 5 before.
I know this guy.
They're just extras around. Sometimes we've seen him under prosthetics.
Possible he was on the Icarus when it exploded, same as Anna.
I've seen him.
There it is. What?
God, even his badge picture looks good.
Located in neutral territory.
So remind me, why the Shadows left Morden alive? Because they needed an emissary or an ambassador or something of that nature, right? Why Morden? Like, why did Morden agree?
It was that or die, basically. And I don't remember if we.
But Morden's fully like yay into this. Like, he has embraced this fully.
Well, this
isn't, I'm just a slave doing stuff against my wheel. My wheel. Sound like I'm from Kentucky. My wheel.
Yeah, I don't remember if we get it explained in this one or I think it's after Anna comes on board. Maybe it's actually when we are on Zahadum with Justin and Anna and Morden. But they talk about, like, basically they lined the Icarus people up and they're like, you do this or you do this. And then they all got kind of, Anna got ship CPU'd and they all got kind of space zombied by the Shadows.
And he was, I guess, the last one in the line and was like, no, don't.
Or they just saw him in line and they're just like, there's got to be more to this guy than driving a ship. Look at that hair. Like,
it was the smile, man. Made them swoon.
Totally. There's like, God, we got to
made those little spider crab dudes swoon, man.
Andrew points out, and I have not yet read Shadow Within, but in the novel, Andrew shares that he was fighting the Shadows right up until the very end. I really want to read that now. Like, that's got to be an interesting story.
He was fighting the Shadows? So Morden is actually a hero. So Bester is a villain who masquerades as a hero. Morden is a hero who masquerades as a villain.
And they both come together and take over the Earth government. It's a beautiful story.
Something about he was promised to get his wife and daughter back. They offered him a choice, serve one way or serve the way Anna did.
I just love it's nuts. Again, he's not just purely evil. There's no just, I'm evil because I'm evil. We actually feel sorry for him.
Listen, everybody's a hero of their own story, I guess.
True.
More
Is that book
same ideas on the
canon?
Icarus.
Like JMS
Supposed to be
approved canon?
dead.
No, I don't know.
He's still here.
The answer, Brent, is yes. JMS's wife wrote it.
I just saw that. Okay.
Find him.
Cool.
He is dead.
Look, this I buy. This I believe. That crap in that Points of Departure episode, or no, the one after Points of Revelations.
Winters?
Don't get that.
Pierce Maccabee.
This one I'm
I
with.
sent you a note earlier.
Yes, Maccabee. He's got to be evil. You know why?
Conference come through here, and things
The
are
accent. The accent.
Not a
Yeah.
problem, may I?
Of course.
Thank you. We're trying to round up support for
I did read somewhere where JMS said he's like, I wasn't even trying to be subtle with the mini packs. Thing.
Yeah, he literally lifted that right out of 1984 and said that even in around the office of Babylon 5, this is what they were calling it. He said they weren't even trying to be subtle. I like it.
You haven't slept for 36 hours.
36 hours once again.
Is this where we start the stems thing?
I think so.
Stems get me through.
Yep. I took
There's
some
no
stems.
substitute for food or a few hours sleep.
I'm gonna have to ask you to step over there for a minute. Let me get these other people through. I don't think that'll be necessary.
Sometimes you feel like Morden feels like he's a Jedi.
Right.
That won't be necessary.
I love how smooth Zach is, though. He's just like, I'm trying to be cool, man. Like, just come on.
Don't forget, right now flanking Morden are two shadows.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice shoes.
Which probably gives him some of that Jedi confidence.
I'll admit my knowledge of the law.
You know, it'd be really
somewhat
cool is if
limited,
the sole of Sheridan's foot had the
but
Babylon
religious
5 logo
tradition, if you're gonna hold
lost in
someone,
it.
you should at least. I don't remember how I survived.
So he's
A
lying
passing
right now?
Transport found the wreck, and
I don't
was
know. Because maybe they
floating in
wiped, maybe he
deviation.
doesn't
I must
have
been
that part of his
outside
memory.
working when the Icarus exploded.
And here you
I
sit
love that
on a
lighting on
stretch.
him right there.
Now, something here doesn't add up.
Getting dark Sheridan.
I
I'm
intend
almost
to find
surprised
out
they don't
what
have like a
happened. What
red light shining on him
really
right now.
happened.
Been pretty quiet.
Richard Biggs has stated this is his favorite scene in the entire series that he filmed.
Oh yeah.
Bad dreams, that's all.
About what?
So you mentioned that Richard Biggs has said this is his favorite scene he's ever filmed. They're about to talk about the Foundation religion, which is like very close to a lot of Christianity, Catholic, but not quite all at the same time. Like it feels like there's just some stuff like, or maybe not even like universalism, I think is more
Around what
I think
it's.
if I understand what universalism is, I may misunderstand it. But regardless of that, JMS says this, talking about foundationalism is the religion that crops up in the late 21st, early 22nd century. This religion in the story is actually based on a series of notes which eventually totaled over 100 pages that JMS had been writing over the preceding years, sort of fleshing out the whole philosophy of Babylon 5.
Okay.
These are just notes to himself about what's going on with Babylon 5.
The Book of Straczynski.
Do what?
The Book of Straczynski.
Exactly. But you know, it's the beliefs of the various alien races, the changes in human evolution, changes in other beliefs, exploration of space, and all that sort of stuff. These notes would also form the basis for a lot of the speeches that we get from Delenn and Jakar over the course of the series, which we know are just so flipping awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming from these notes. But foundationalism basically is this.
It's the
Just like
foundation
just this philosophy
of
wrapped into a religion.
Yeah, it's the foundation of everything Babylon 5, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that's what this actually is.
I would-
It's not just this weird wacko made up religion, not religion. It's actually a thing in his mind.
Yeah.
Like based on a real thing going on. He also says this, I'm still debating whether or not to ever release that material.
I would love to read it.
It's hundreds of pages release. Like that's the dang Silmarillion of Babylon 5. Release it, Joe. Release it, Joe.
Although Ben
Release
in the
it.
Council Chambers chat makes a good point. JMS does not want it to be L. Ron Hubbard, and that 100% would happen.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, like that Scientology thing. And
Yeah. My favorite L. Ron Hubbard quote: "Why would I write for a penny a word when I could make more money creating my own religion?"
That was so good. Richard Biggs. I'm not saying anything we haven't said so many times before, but you put that monologue in someone else's hands, and it's okay. Like the writing is great. The soundtrack was just perfect, just sinister enough, to kind of convey his emotion. But you put it in a lesser actor's hands and it's weird and kind of awkward. That was like you felt what he was feeling in that.
Yeah.
And that, quite simply, is what the Ministry of Peace is all about. Now, as Babylon
so far
5 has an early warning system.
So far, I'm for what he's saying.
Sounds great.
We can protect them from physical harm, but until you're at, this sounds like something out of, I don't know, Oma de Sala's little thing over there, like, hey, until you make peace with yourself, you'll never have peace without.
Yeah. Until you eat the dinner, it can't be made.
So far, good stuff.
Yeah. On board so far. It's a good intro.
Protect possible attacks to work against peace. Sow the seeds of discontent.
This is where it tips.
They plant
I think right there, Talia just went, nope, now I'm out.
Because they are necessarily evil.
So he's doing the sales thing, right? Like he did all the stuff like you were saying. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You get people saying yes. You get them nodding their head. You get them agreeing. All of that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And then you're like, and it's $1 billion. And you have to tattle on people for the thoughts that they're having. Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems to make sense to me now.
Talk to these people. We can embrace them again in the arms.
Yes, we're going to talk to them,
while
embrace
at the same time
re-educate them is what we're going to do.
From misinformation,
just
and
helping
harmful
them.
ideas. And we are in attitudes.
God,
we must help protect society.
Management 101. I don't care what their attitude is. It's the behavior that matters. And he just said, I don't care what their behavior is. It's the attitude. How do you legislate to that? How do you manage that? Oh, you don't. You just get to pick and choose what and who you do and enforce that way.
Versus, and this, this will fly into the crowd of some other folks. You got Captain Kirk, who potentially his best line of the entire series happened in one of the first episodes. Leave that bigotry in your quarters. There's no room for it here on the bridge. To what you said, it's the actions. I can't regulate your thoughts.
Right.
I can't regulate those things. It's your actions that we, as a manager, as this, we will do your actions. Your thoughts, I can't. You keep those where they need to be.
Yeah. Thing I say to people sometimes when they don't believe in the values or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, I don't pay you for your thoughts. I pay you for what you do. When you're here being paid, you do these things. What you do with in your mind and your own, you do you, right? Please don't hurt anybody. Also, just do the things I need you to do.
I'm proud to be a part of it, and I hope you'll all join me.
Now, by everyone, he doesn't actually mean everyone.
Right.
He only means people like him.
Be really great if those of you have been specifically invited to be here.
The more I pick his story apart, the more it doesn't add up.
I'm the one who's ultimately accountable, and it's my butt that'll be brought up on charges.
Okay. So that, Brent, is why it's not a hypocrite.
Of course he is.
So
He's saying if I do it, I get in trouble. I'm okay with that. If you do it, I get in trouble. I'm not okay with that.
You're doing this because of your wife. I can understand that.
Interpreting the regulations for a senior officer can be considered an act of insubordination.
That's Sheridan crossing the line.
Okay, so now what?
Could be.
You gonna charge me with insubordination? Is that it?
You know what I'm noticing here, Jeff? And this plays much later on. Garibaldi and Sheridan were never friends. They might have been cordial, might have been workmates.
Yeah.
Sinclair and Garibaldi were friends. All of this is boss and subordinate.
Yep.
There's no friendship here. Now that doesn't mean that they're not
friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that personal relationships don't develop as they go through stuff later on, right?
Yeah, Garibaldi and Sinclair were simpatico. They were good.
Yeah.
They had history.
Yeah.
They were friends.
Garibaldi was doing stuff for Sinclair.
He called him Jeff, all right?
Yeah, exactly. There's no Jeff here. He would have been saying Jeff all out through. Listen, Brucey, whatever his name is, Johnny. Look, John, we got to talk. This is not.
Yeah. Instead, we're hearing Captain. Yeah, Suzanne brings it up. There's Garibaldi Sinclair. There's Ivanova Sheridan.
Okay, here's what's interesting. He immediately takes his link and his weapon off. Sets it down. Now compare that to later on when Zach comes to get his link and his weapon.
Yeah.
If you were in my position, would you let him go? If you had that doubt in your mind?
You know, as an actor, this must have been a great episode for Bruce.
Yeah.
Nothing else means one damn.
What I love,
so good.
I love so much, like just the writing of it, where every person around him are like, dude, come on, like you're going too far. And his response is, I came here for my wife and my career, and I'm all out of wife. Like totally Roddy Piper until the wife is back. You said it. This had to be so much fun for Bruce Boxleitner, but not just was it fun, but like.
Well, I mean, as an actor, like what it takes to go to certain emotional places can be very taxing.
Yes.
On you. And I don't know that fun is necessarily the right word, but from a professional standpoint of having to go to those places. And by the way, oh, we need another take. Come back. Oh, now we got to get this angle. Come back. And just to continue to hit that emotional space every single time that you go through as an actor, like that had to been, it had to have been very fulfilling and very tiring all at the same time. Like, you know, like a good hard day of manual labor and you look back and your yard looks great or your house is perfectly decorated or whatever, but you're exhausted. Like I imagine that had to have been Bruce coming out of this episode.
Yeah, the best kind of exhaustion. But I think also, like, to this point, we've seen Sheridan get intense a handful of times, but mostly he's been the Boy Scout, right? Like smiley and he's got the little jabs and the jokes and the whatever. And, you know, I mean, always lands on the side of professionalism at some point. And for him to crumble like this, but Boxleitner to be able to like really show up with those chops. I didn't watch Scarecrow and Miss King. I couldn't tell you anything about it. If I had watched this when it first came out, I would have only known him from Tron and nothing else. So to know that he's got like this gear and has it just brilliantly, and then to be up against a Claudia Christian there, where you've got like what we didn't have with Garibaldi. We've got two friends doing this thing to the point where Ivanova could even admit, she's like, yeah, I get it. I wouldn't be able to let him go either. Like, oh,
there's so much though that this says to listening to the people that are around you. Okay. You've got, okay. First of all, you have both Ivanova and Garibaldi who are imbued with and tasked with authority and roles of senior leadership. Right. And one of the first roles of any good leader is the second in command has to be able to tell the number one leader when they're being an idiot.
Exactly.
Right. Like this is something we've learned a very long time ago from any sci-fi. And it's just true in general, right? Like you've got to be able to say, hey, stop being a Dumbo.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
When multiple people around you are saying, hey, this is an issue. This is an issue. This is an issue. This is where you are. It's a good bet. Hey, especially when these people are people who are on your team.
Yeah.
They're on your side. They're friends. They're family. They're people who are for you, not against you. It's a good check to be like, okay, let me step back. I got to listen to them.
Then you add in a Veer who doesn't really have a personal connection to any of this. It's very much the, hey, these people that I have a professional and a personal connection with are telling me to stop. This other third party that really doesn't have anything is validating what they are saying in a different way. But like literally everyone around me is telling me to stop.
But sir, that'll put her in the same hall as Morden. They'll pass each other.
Yes.
Okay. Question. Fair or no?
Pretty brilliant. He's not doing anything wrong. He's manipulating a situation, rolling the dice. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe something happens. I mean,
what he's doing here, this is the classic Jeffrey Sinclair, John Sheridan fix. Hey, I'm going to do something. I'm going to think outside the box. I'm going to look at what we've got going on, and I'm going to come up with a solution that is right where it needs to be. Now, in this case, it seems a little skeezy, but also he's not violating anybody. He's not manipulating anybody. He's just putting
two people in the same space at the same time.
And seeing what happens, right? Like,
it's much like Suzanne says in the chat. Well, I mean, I didn't have her scan him. So I would say that if this is just purely an ethical question, what he's doing is not ethical. Is it wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty. It's creative. Dirty.
I like the word creative.
I love that it went black and then you saw the little shadows just barely there. Are
you sure you're all right?
So here's the thing. I have often thought, and apparently this is not the case given what we've heard earlier in our conversation about Morden and his thing. Anna was killed and then reanimated to be a pilot, or she was almost killed, or whatever.
Whatever
Right?
they'd scoop them out to
lobotomized. Anna was not Anna. Even when we meet Anna, she's still not Anna. She's being controlled for whatever, because effectively she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened with Morden. Morden is actually still alive, and he's still all of this. See, this scene would suggest to me that whatever happened to Anna also actually happened to Morden. And what we're seeing here with Morden is actually it's a shadow with a Morden suit on. You know what I mean? Like that's what this would seem to me. And I remember when we got to that scene with Justin and all of them, when we met Anna, I remember this being in my mind and thinking this, like, Morden's not alive. Morden is not Morden. He's just a shadow, like he's just being used by the shadows like that.
He's a shadow of himself.
Literally. Yeah. And I feel like this was the thing that told me that was the clue. Like that was the key, but apparently not. Apparently, no, he's just fully cooperating.
Well, under duress, you got two shadows on either side of you all the time that no one knows is there.
Speaking of that, real quick, looking at the Kosh Morden scene in Signs, remember that's when Kosh pops up and he's like, they're not for you yet.
Yeah.
And a light suddenly is blown off to one side. Morden didn't move. That was one of his constant companions.
Okay.
Blowing the light. Also, when Kosh said, these are not for you,
he was talking to the shadows, not
he was
Morden.
not talking to Morden. He was talking to the companions.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I didn't think
that was a real hit.
That was a real hit. So somebody asked how many times did they have to film that scene with her hitting. He said only twice, mainly because she actually hit him really hard. And the first one, like the first take, was the one they wound up using. So they did it once. It was good. They did it again for a safety reason and then moved on. I like the smirk on Richard Ritz's face here.
This was the moment that they're like, Andrea Thompson is gone. We're
Guess I had that coming.
I like how he does a little chin thing.
Right.
Well, her reaction tells me there's a lot more to this guy than even I thought. That's a start.
His conspiracy theorist thing. Yeah, he's very much just looking for anything that pops up. Oh,
Look,
then she had this reaction.
I like it.
Why not? Everybody else has.
Yes.
I've seen what the death of a loved one can do to people.
It's a foundational part of his character. I bagged on Franklin hard in the first watch of this one. I really like him in this.
You must release him at once. There are beings in the universe billions of years older than either of our races.
So something that just hit me.
Okay.
The rim that they talk about is the galactic rim.
Think so, yeah.
It is. I'm confirming. JMS. It's the galactic rim.
Okay.
It's the edge of the Milky Way galaxy. They went and explored beyond the rim. Do you have any idea how many galaxies are out there, Jeff?
Oh, as many as there are grains of sand.
Like, there's a lot of galaxies out there, right? Like, how many other did they go to another galaxy? How many other first ones from other galaxies did they maybe bump into out there? Like, what is that story?
Is it like this is world 1 and then they like move beyond the rim to world 2 and it's all just like a open galaxy video game?
Yeah.
And they're progressing their way through it all.
Yeah. And we're still back here on level 1.
Stuck.
You know?
The first ones went away. All but one.
There's still one of them left.
Okay, so JMS talks about this. Just to clarify, all but one refers to the race, not the individual. One of the species or races that is still around at this time are the Vorlons, of which Kosh is one. We're not talking and implying, and I think I feel like I remember having this thought, like, is he the only Vorlon left? No, it's not. There are other Vorlons out there, but it's just him.
Zahadum. That's the world Jakar's been warning us about all year.
All year. God, I wish you were already playing Mass Effect 2 so that you would get this image right here.
Okay. I'll be there. Ish.
There comes a moment when each of us must pledge himself to something greater than himself.
One day, Churchill's people intercepted a message authorizing the bombing of a city named Coventry.
So, what happened?
They kept the secret.
It's another trolley dilemma with executive decision-making agency happening.
All these years, I've never been able to get that image out of my head.
Yeah, he's describing, he's going to be carrying this with him now after making this decision. This is his new character trait of
This isn't the only thing he's describing, Jeff. You know what else he's describing? I want you to fast forward season 5, maybe season 4. Delenn goes to Jakar and says, Jakar, we knew all of this and we could have stopped it and we didn't. Can you forgive me? And Jakar's response was something to the effect of, not right now.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. And he went a little ape on it. This is foreshadowing for that.
It kind of is, yeah.
I mean, it's telling us, like, I mean, we actually think we've already seen it, right?
But it's that, had Churchill gone to someone down the line and been like, hey, we knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Stop!
What? That was great writing, though, telling the Coventry story, having Zach say he would never want to make that decision, and then immediately having Sheridan make that decision. First time around, we talked about the whole time. So Garibaldi took off his link, set down his gun, and then he went straight to the Zocalo and just ate Chinese food. He has not stopped eating. This has just been a continuous meal for him up to this point.
And those egg rolls are good, man.
Right?
Gotta love those egg rolls.
Next time, you listen to me?
Won't be a next time.
Will there be? Okay, hold on. What's the next time?
Let's think about that.
Yeah. JMS doesn't put that line in there accidentally. The next time, listen to me. You think it's when Garibaldi gets back from his secret mission?
I don't think so. I think it's when Sheridan gets back from being dead, right? And he's like, take it easy. Slow down.
Yeah, he's, hey, who is this guy? You coming back with him? All of a sudden, he's in the inner circle. Hello, Elon Musk. Like, who is this guy? What's going on? Right?
You're gone for a little bit, and
now you have this savior complex. Now you, like...
Earth wants to throw around its money. Who am I to say no? 50 extra credits a week to walk around and do what I do anyway.
Why not? A hickey from Kanicki, yeah.
50 credits. It's like a Hallmark card.
If you go to Zahadu, you will die.
Question, Jeff. Was that a warning or a threat?
That was a warning.
Well, JMS's response to that exact same question. Hold on to your seat. I know you're going to be shocked by this. Yes.
So after filming that scene, Bruce Boxleitner asked JMS, so do I go to Zahadum? And he says, yeah. Well, what happens? Well, I told you.
I just told you what's going to happen.
And he said, he seemed a little upset. So I said, it's fine. It's not going to happen till the 4th season. So you got time.
Oh my gosh.
It was
also, we're idiots. Just so you know.
100%. Like, I'm just going through beat for beat of what we talked about. And it's like dumb, idiot, moron. Like, and also we didn't know.
No,
we didn't know.
No, we didn't know.
I think part of what made this so great from the Morden Sheridan stuff was what we know right? When we sit down with Justin, when we sit down with Morden and Anna, getting more of the story of the shadows. I think the first time we watched this, we thought the story of the first ones and moving beyond the rim and stuff was the big story of this one. But I don't know that that's really the big story in this episode. I think so much more of it is just Sheridan. Mm-hmm. Sheridan is the big story, the whole thing for him in this.
I don't know what we were saying the first time we did the show. And we said, and you have the quote there. It was something to the effect of, yeah, there really weren't any messages whatsoever. This was just a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, we said no messages, 0 deltas.
We were wrong.
We were very wrong.
We're so wrong.
And they're not like hidden or any, but also
they're not subtle.
In our defense, there was a lot of exposition. There was a lot of context dumped in this thing.
This episode was like drinking from a Flargan fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Man. It really was.
The whole galaxy gets flipped on its head in this episode.
If you look at what one episode, take one episode out of 111 and go, this is what Babylon 5 is. This is in the running. Like top 3
of the episodes that says this is Babylon 5, In the Shadow of Zahadum is one of them. Cause
but there's no, but I mean like this is like it's got to be like top 3
maybe
of the episodes that do that.
Maybe there are a number of them, but it's JMS said that if he was going to start somebody in the series, he would needed an episode to hook them. He would use the Coming of Shadows. And I think what's nice with the Coming of Shadows is you can come in with very little and be like, okay, yeah, this is engaging. I get this. The politics make some sense. The stuff is all kind of there. With this one, if you came into this one cold, I don't know that it would be as engaging.
Jeff, if you come into this one not cold, but having seen the first 37 episodes prior to this one,
mm-hmm.
It's not as engaging. We loved this episode the first time around.
Yeah.
It's not as engaging as it is this time around.
100%. It is so much more engaging this time.
It's we know so much more now. We understand so much more now. Watching Veer look at Morden and be like, I want to see your head on a pike and I'm going to look up and I'm going to do you. And that's the picture you have in your mind because you know it's going to happen and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, in the moment, it was just like, what a great, cool thing to say. Oh,
yeah.
No idea it was going to actually happen.
Right? You've got this whole thing about Morden, and I mean, you're just eating up all the lore and the backstory, which the first time around, you're like, huh? What was that? Who?
Yeah.
What's this planet we've never heard of before?
Ever.
Like,
they haven't mentioned it at all. I mean, Jakar's been talking
Not
about
once.
it all year, but
right.
Haven't heard of it at all.
Never once. Jeff, buddy, we talked about how there's no messages in this episode, and oh yeah, we were wrong about that. What'd you pull out of this one?
Well, what we talked about in there, listen to the people that are around you. Don't be so laser focused on one single thing that you can't see everything else that's happening at the same time. Be brave, be courageous, and say the things you need to say. Veer did it twice in this episode. And for both things, they went on to have impacts, both for the show and for Veer. But it's just, there's 0 deltas was the wrong call the first time around.
Rescore it right now.
I'd give it 4.
You're so dumb.
That's not 5 deltas.
Yeah.
This isn't a messages episode.
Oh, watch this.
Okay.
Challenge accepted. Okay. The ones you mentioned. Also, there's this. You're trying to use the letter of the law to defeat the spirit of the law. We could go on about that one. They didn't really go too much further into it, but still it was there. I love this one from Garibaldi. This thing that you have going on, yeah, we all feel it. You don't have to face it alone. We both feel like we have to do this thing, but you don't have to do this alone. Sheridan was isolating himself.
Mm-hmm.
Sheridan was making all of these wrong calls, okay? Letter of the law, isolating himself. Delenn says to him at one point, there comes a moment when we all must decide to devote ourselves to something greater than ourselves. All of those sit in service to this one thing that I noticed. Here's the message. Sheridan is the true hero of Babylon 5. And here's why. What makes a hero a hero, Jeff?
Something bigger than them, giving everything up. The sacrifice.
The choices you make.
Okay, yeah.
Not necessarily the thoughts that you thought. See our earlier conversation. Not even the intentions that you had. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. But when the rubber met the road, and you were able to look at it, and you were confronted with the truth, to be able to sit back and go, nope, the difference between the hero and the villain, and we've learned this in almost every story that's been known to man. The difference between the hero and the villain is the choices you make. And the choice that Sheridan made when he was presented with a Sophie's Choice type situation, I'm going to let Morden go. I've spent this whole episode digging my heels in, digging my feet in, and going, no, 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 no. But when he was able to stop and look at it and see it for what it was, when he finally started listening to the people around him, we talked about that earlier, did we not? Or did I just have this conversation in my head? You've got to listen to the people around you. When he finally started listening, and what makes him the hero is he made a choice to be about something that is bigger than himself, that's bigger than his own revenge, that's bigger than his own issues. He made the choice. Hero is a word that marks John Sheridan. I'm struggling to say it doesn't mark anybody else within this show, but the reason, listen, you can't have your redemption without going to the valley, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't have a chance to make the good decision without exploring the dark zone of the bad decision for a minute before you make the actual decision. This was an episode where we watched Sheridan wallowing in the dark zone, wallowing in the part of the bad decision, only to come out on the other side and make the right decision, to do what he has to do. That's what makes John Sheridan the hero, not only of this episode, but of Babylon 5 as a whole. And that is a message for the entire episode. That makes this a 5 Delta rating. And you don't even have to argue, because we don't do deltas anymore.
Right.
But I'm glad for you to argue if you'd like.
I was just going to say, let me ask you this one thing.
Yeah.
If he had not seen the shadows in there with Morden, would he have made the same call?
I don't know. And it doesn't matter, because he did see the shadows.
But I think it does matter, because I think everything influenced it. But ultimately what he heard from Delenn was, if we play our hand too soon, these people will kill all of us. And it wasn't until he was like, oh, she's right, that he went and said, oh, okay.
That was the moment that made him open his eyes.
He was questioning. That's why he told the Coventry story. He was questioning.
He was already there. Yeah.
Running it through. It pushed him over the edge. But I don't know that if he hadn't seen them, that he would have made that choice. And that's where I think I agree with you, except for that question. I want to believe he totally would have got there on his own without it. I also don't know for sure that he would have.
But I don't think that it matters if he would have gotten there on his own without it, because the fact is he did see it, and that was a part of his journey. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I wouldn't have gotten in that car accident if I hadn't turned left instead of turning right. Well, but you did, and so you got in a car accident. Like you can what if a lot through life.
Yeah, but I don't think this is a what if. This is I made a decision not based on listening to my friends, not based on my own intrinsic values, but on this existential threat that was just described to me and validated. Those are two different choices. It's the same choice, but they mean different things.
It sounds like you're trying to police what his inner thoughts are.
No, I'm not trying to police
instead of
them.
just his actions. Or you're trying to judge what his inner thoughts are instead of just what his actions are.
The choices are what matter, but the intentions matter as well. Oh, I saved all those people. Shoot, I was actually just trying to do this thing over here. Lucky me that this great thing happened. And then you get celebrated, and you're like, it's almost like that picture of Michael Scott. He's got his little fanny pack on, and the old CEO's like, look at you. He's like, I don't know what you're congratulating me for. He made the right choice. Yes. I don't know that he made. I'm not saying he didn't make it for the right reason. I'm not saying that at all.
I'm going to say he made it for the right reason because he was having that whole Coventry story.
He was on the precipice.
Okay. Let's switch it around. If he's not having the Coventry story and having that run through his mind, and he turns around and he does see the shadows, does he still make the decision?
I think same thing. Maybe not.
That's what I mean. But the reality is, and because this is a fiction thing, so we're talking,
right. Yeah.
But the reality is that is what happened, and that is what pushed him. And he saw not just, oh my God, that's right, but there was this whole line before that of he was coming around, he was listening, he was doing the thing. Here's the difference. He didn't harden his heart.
Mm-hmm. He
allowed himself to be softened.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was softened, he was able to see that and make right decisions. By the way, I just would love to point out in the council chambers, I'm just going to read a few comments right now. Everyone kill Jeff right now. We all love Brent. Please don't really kill Jeff. We love Jeff, but I appreciate the sentiment here. Also, Ben says, I'm with Brent. Thousands of things happen every day. Intentions are the difference between first and second degree murder. Fair enough, Andrew. Fabio says, sometimes I struggle with Jeff's points, but then again, he was the one defending Bester. So I'm just saying. Anyway.
They're good points, but if Jeff didn't make these points, everyone would just be thinking the same thing all the time without ever being challenged or interrogated. And that leads to blind groupthink. And that's
also,
never
it
a
makes
good
for
thing.
A way more boring podcast.
Exactly. Hey, all of the things people already think, I think the same thing. Look at this. The reality is, question everything. Look at everything from all of the angles. Jeff believes that Brent is right. Sheridan is a hero and did the right thing, but it's worth the conversation to say, does it matter? Why?
And you're absolutely right, Jeff. But my point, to take this all back to my original point, the message of this episode is, what does it take to become a hero?
I like that. It's a good way to package
choices. It's the choices that you make, even after going in the dark place. And what Sheridan say at the very end? Teach me how to kill them. Teach me how to defeat them, how to beat them, because we cannot let them we cannot let them win. We can't, he is on mission now. And it's not about his own personal revenge for his wife.
It moved from Morden to this thing. And what I love about Babylon 5 is as we learn more, it turns out there's more to it than just taking out the shadows. He got, this continues to complicate as the series unfolds, as it would in reality, because it's not just evil and good.
Which also, by the way, is the point that JMS is writing. This isn't a simple black and white good versus evil. The Vorlons and Shadows are not just good versus evil. That's boring.
It is. It's not real.
To your point, it's the why behind what they're doing, not what. Okay, so the shadows are preventing war, but they're doing it trying to bring the best out of people and have those be the qualities that progenerate down through the generations because of survivors, right?
Yeah, they see natural
survival of the fittest type, right? The Vorlons are doing this because this is how they think. Whatever. Sheridan is making a choice to set aside his own personal grievance and look at the bigger whole. Whereas, what is the choice both Shadows and Vorlons are making?
Look at my thing.
They're not worried about the whole. Right. They're worried about their own thing. Oh, Jeff!
In that exact moment is where Sheridan cracked the code and he doesn't even know it yet.
This is where Sheridan becomes the hero because and what does Dylan say? You're about something greater than yourself. The Vorlons and Shadows, by this point, were no longer about something greater than themselves. They were just about themselves.
And as soon as he becomes about more than himself and a bigger picture, the only natural progression is for him to say, get the hell out of my galaxy.
And what's he say? He'll die doing it. You go to Zahadum, you'll die. Then I'll die. Let's go.
And it's exactly what he does.
Jeff, 5 deltas.
Sure. If we were doing deltas.
But we're not doing deltas anymore, right?
We're not. But you know what we are doing?
What are we doing?
Ranking this bad boy, Brent, and it's your responsibility this week. I'm going to go ahead and list off that in the top space is the Coming of Shadows. Where does this one go?
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You got a pen right next to you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write a number on my hand.
Okay.
I want you to write a number on your hand, and then we're going to count to 3, and we're both going to reveal the number at the exact same time.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I got ink working on this thing. Okay. That's something hilarious. I want.
You ready?
Yep.
I don't know. I might turn my hand around and this will be upside down with the camera. I'm not sure. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. There it is. Yeah, it's the new. Oh, you did the thing.
Yeah, I just held up
for the
the
audio
number.
people. Jeff's throw it. We've both got number ones on our list because this is the new number one episode, and Jeff just dropped a Vulcan salute on that.
I was going to do a different number one, but I remembered that this is a family-friendly show, and you've already dropped 2 sensor bombs that we need to plug in. So,
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, this is the new number one, Jeff. I mean, there's Coming Shadows is great, but my gosh, where did this episode wind up in our actual first finale?
Oh man, people are already mad at me, Brent. I don't know that I want to answer this question. So it's final ranking: Long Twilight Struggle, Coming of Shadows, Race Through Dark Places, Shadow of Zahadum. But why? Right, because the why does matter. Jeff says, and I quote, this really should be the new number one, but I kind of don't care about the shadow stuff. I'm more into the earth stuff, and there wasn't much of that.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it at number 3.
And then we had one episode that punched it down.
You, sir.
Oh, shoot.
Said, should probably be number 4, though.
We were insufferable and idiots.
100% about as dumb as they come.
Oh my gosh.
To our community who bore with us for the first time, I'm sorry.
And thank you.
My God. Well, Brent, that's it for the Shadow of Zahadum. We're going to shift gears. Next week, we're going to be watching an episode called Knives. Do you remember, Brent, what your prediction for Knives was?
I do. I said this one was going to be a murder mystery. We're going to have an inspector coming to the station where he's going to put Delenn and Sheridan through a trial in which to determine the worth. Oh, wait, that's a different episode. No, there's an inspector coming to the station. He's going to interview everyone. Everyone's going to look guilty, but it turns out it's going to be him himself who did the murder thing. Knives.
We both talked about how just by title alone, this sounds like it's going to be kind of a shift downward in momentum from what it is. Like, oh, we just had this high point. This is going to be kind of the dip in it all.
Amazon may have been right to flip-flop the order of these two.
Yeah, I think there is so we followed a very specific view order that one of our good friends gave us, and there's controversy about all the viewing orders that exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, it probably would have served us well to flip these. My prediction was that there'll be an assassination attempt from some random Narn against Londo, and Jakar is going to have to step in to avoid an intergalactic incident that would have cost the Narn everything. We're going to get some cool stuff, though. I personally am excited for the Stargate references that exist in Knives that you were excited for me to see the first time around that now I'm going to get.
Oh, there you go. I don't know how many actual Stargate references other than it's the guy.
Right. We get some Jacob in there. And we get to see all that right here next week. I'm excited for this episode, Brent. Thank you all for joining us on this incredible watch of In the Shadow of Zahadum. I think you're going to dig our watch of Knives as well. To make sure you don't miss that, go ahead, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the little button real quick, just takes a second. While you're at it, leave a comment, leave a rating, leave a review, do all those cool things as well. Also, pretty much every podcasting app, YouTube, and everything else has a little share button next to it. Go ahead, click that, and send it to the top 3 people that show up on your little thing, whether it's messages or Discord or whatever. Send it to 3 of them. Share it with some of those people that you talk to on a regular basis. So until next week.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, Brent, what's up?
Hey, you know how Kosh told Sheridan that if he goes to Zahadum, he would die?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, guess what? I went to Zahadum. Didn't die.
For crying out loud. next week, I have an explanation for why the viewing order we're doing is correct.
Okay.
I just looked at my notes. There is a reason.
Okay, cool. I'm excited to look forward to. Yeah, it's a good mystery, I suppose. Our first round with this one, man, we shat the bed.
We did. And what's funny about it, though, is we loved it.
Right?
We really liked it the first time, but we just missed the mark. I'm going to defend us, though. It's our first time.
It was our first time. Listen, that's the rubes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It really is. And I will forever defend if you're watching this for the first time and you're picking up everything that's being laid down, it's not your first time.
Right. I mean,
you've got some shenanigans going on there. Or you're not being honest.
If the first time a ranger like shows up and they enter, when the whole ranger thing with Sinclair happens and you're like, oh, I saw them 2 episodes. You're a liar. You've been reading, you've been watching things. You didn't see that ranger. They're there. You didn't see them. They were just some other random background guy.
This one, I wash my hands many times throughout the course of the day. Yeah. I hope you guys do too. But I really do. I wash my hands. I do the 20-second thing. It's kind of important.
Yeah,
I know what I do.
Kind of a big deal.
I feel like this one is going to take a while to actually come off my skin.
I bet if I licked my finger and rubbed mine would come off right now.
Yours probably would, but I
can barely see it.
Yeah, I used a permanent Sharpie marker.
Oh, that was a mistake.
It's what I had.
My kid came home from school. They went on a field trip somewhere, and her entire arm, she had more ink on her arm than I do. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, when we were on the bus, we were bored and we were doing this. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We're buying a brand new loofah and we are going to town on this thing. Still took like 4 days for it all to come.
Why? Yeah. Just let it be. It'll come out eventually. Just let it be.
It did eventually.
My daughter did that. Listen to this. The day of dance recital.
No.
Where she's wearing basically like nude leggings, and guess what showed all the way through those?
Those things are tight.
But it was just her very bad drawings that she just drew all over her legs. Yep.
Yeah, kids are awesome. I tell people often, and I say this with nothing but love, but being a parent is honestly the most rewarding thing I've ever done or experienced in my whole life. And I don't recommend it to anyone. It's great. I will never regret it, and don't do it.
See, you and I are on different sides of this, Jeff. I'd be like, yeah, everybody should do it. And then I'll sit back and evil laugh.
Yeah, everyone should do it. And then you remember all the work that you did to support kids. And I think of all the people I support in our child welfare thing. And I'm like, most people should not.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. I was listening to somebody the other day, a friend of mine who's a comedian. She was talking about how like what you have to go through to adopt a dog is so much worse than what you have to do to take a child home.
Right.
No. To adopt a child is so much worse than what you do if you birth a child. You birth a child, they're like, hey, you dropped this on the way out.
Right.
What they actually make you go through is just let the child have a home anyway.
You have to do more to get a permit to build a deck on the back of your house.
You're right.
There's some comedian who talks about, he's like, we've all been behind that person in McDonald's who's standing. Well, we haven't because no one goes inside anymore, but we used to. And stand in line at the menu, and then when they get up to the register, be like, yeah, we don't need any more of that person. We're good.
Yeah.
So just, ixnay.
Yeah. Jeff, we're on the upswing here, man. This is we're not even in the upswing. This is the sale. We're here. We've arrived. This is the good part of Babylon 5. Although everything that's come before this has not been bad. Even the bad stuff has still been
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still been pretty good. So, that, geez. More people need to know this show.
Yeah.
More people. Funny story. I will say this, and then Jeff, we got to get out of here. I have that t-shirt that says I went to Zahadum didn't die.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had that shirt. The only thing that would have made that better is if I was wearing that shirt tonight.
It would have been, yeah, that's
right. It would have been great. So didn't think about it until we started recording. But finally, I was at a game night the other night, and somebody comes up to me and he goes, I know what that means. That's a great show. Finally, somebody in the wild said something. So that's good stuff. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. Drop 65 down in the comments below. Let us know that you were here. Council Chambers, thank you as always for joining us for the recording and for your contributions to the show. Hopefully you see the places we worked in, even if we didn't necessarily shout it out in the moment. It's just fun. If you guys have any changes that need to be made, particularly to the credits, please let us know. And if you don't see them soon, feel free to just double up and follow with us, but we'll try to make that happen very quick. We love you guys. You're amazing. And we will see you guys next time, probably this weekend, for Knives. We're going to do Knives. Jake and Carter episode.
Going to play with some knives.
Right. See you guys. Bye.